welcome. I'm Damon Bruce, and you're watching 2K Sports. It's Tuesday Hoops, and it's next. It's going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder.
We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. First for the Thunder, Russell Westbrook out there with Reggie Jackson. And in the paint, holding down the pivot, physical and cruising, big man at 6'10", Big Perk, Kendrick Perkins. Nice Durant, and it's Ibaka in at the 4. And for the Warriors, Curry and Thompson, the Splash Brothers in the backcourt. And at the pivot, a terrific defender and all-around player, the Australian sensation, 7-footer, Andrew Bogut. Then there's Harrison Barnes, and it's Green in at the 4-man position. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Westbrook with it.
You know, it's very rare that you're going to be able to make the playoffs in the West without coming out with a winning record against the rest of the conference. And the Warriors knew that would be important in their quest for the playoffs, and they handled business against the West.
Here's Bogut, and he banks in the layup.
3 out of 4 from the floor, so a good start for this club.
It's been a slow start here for Oklahoma City. 6-point game. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's his first foul. Well, and for the Warriors who fought so hard to get back into the playoffs, last year their 28-24 record against the rest of the West really helped their cause, Steve.
Well, the toughest part of the Warriors' last campaign was a rough stretch of games in February where they dropped off a bit in the race. And a lot of those games were against Western teams. And if you kind of remove that month, their in-conference record is even more impressive.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Warriors.
And the points they're getting in the lane will really help them open up the floor.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
I love the aggressiveness with their approach. Pounding the ball inside, and it's working.
Here's Westbrook.
You know, guys, we had seen what Curry, as the focal point of a team's offense, was capable of, but in a full year with no Monte Ellis by his side, Curry really showed what he could do on the basketball court, and it's special.
Now, here is Ibaka. It's stolen by Bogut.
Well, that was a superb read defensively. He jumped right into the passing lane the instant the ball left the passer's hand.
They've built a big lead here early.
Both defensively and offensively. They've been terrific right from the tip.
And for the Warriors, when you talk about that Monte Ellis trade, a big part of that move was getting the ball into the hands of Stephen Curry.
That's right, and also to get Klay Thompson on the floor as the starting two. It really balanced out that Warriors roster, but it allowed Curry to become the star that he is. He's so good offensively, got the total package, and I think when you look at this Warriors roster, it's a bright future.
That backcourt, Steve, is about as good a shooting backcourt as I can recall in one team.
With range, I agree. I've never seen anybody better.
And the Warriors making a change here. Lee's checked in.
And I'll say this about him, Kevin. I mean, it looks like he's made of rubber sometimes because defenders just bounce off him when he's driving the lane. What a finisher.
And another thing about his game that's really noticeable is how well he handles defensive pressure when he's getting his shot off. He's a very composed shooter.
Green gets the Barnes. Back to Green. Golden State moving it around. Curry passes to Thompson. Tipped. Just 5 on the clock. They break it out. 5 on 3. Here's Durant. Back to Westbrook. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant.
Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
The Warriors have gotten 6 or 7 shots to fall in the first quarter. They're off and running. The drive by Green. That is out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. Now let's go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to catch up with head coach Scott Brooks.
He said one of the key points for them defensively will be limiting the production of David Lee, adding he's a guy who can score inside and out, plays with great energy, and his passing really opens up their whole offense. We've got to keep him off the glass and always see ball and man when he's got it. Basketball 101, Kevin. We'll see if they can execute.
And thank you, Doris. Warriors leading by 6. Curry dishes to Green. Pass to Barnes. Back to Green. And the Warriors get it back. There's the block. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball. And it's out of bounds to the Thunder as Oklahoma City retains possession. And so here's Oklahoma City. And Draymond Green picks up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot two.
Russell Westbrook suffering that torn meniscus in his right knee after the collision with the Rockets.
The Warriors lead it. Thompson outside. Outside, Green. Curry. He's covered by Westbrook. And there's Stephen Curry, and this is by Green. Curry's got 5. Now back to Westbrook until that knee injury. He never missed a game in his 5-year NBA career. Clark, the longest consecutive games streak in the NBA.
How about going back to college and high school? Didn't miss any games there either.
Right,
Remarkably durable. So this is really his first experience with a major injury, Kevin. Knowing him, though, and his tenacity and his desire to be great, I think he's going to be able to respond just fine. Another bucket in the paint, that's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Clark. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Nick Collison's checked in for Serge Ibaka. Here's Collison. Cannot hit. And Golden State will come the other way.
You know, with so many high hopes, the Thunder seem to be everybody's pick to make it to the finals once again. They were so dominant throughout the regular season. Many thought it was a foregone conclusion, but the injury to Russell Westbrook kind of sidetracked all of that.
I couldn't have dreamt of a much better start than what they've had here today.
Everything's worked, especially offensively, and what a lead they have already to show for it.
And the Thunder making a change here. Zeeley's checked in. And back to the Thunder in the postseason. They did well to get by the Rockets after Westbrook injured his knee. But, Steve, they just didn't have the same dynamic punch when they later faced the Grizzlies. Ended up getting bounced out in the second round.
Well, it was a tough matchup for them because the Grizzlies are so good defensively. And when you take Westbrook out of the lineup, all of a sudden it changes everything. I thought Oklahoma City battled, but they just didn't have enough firepower without their point guard.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Look how tough the West has been over the last decade or so, and my, you've never seen a team dominate that conference the way the Thunder did last year. They were on the roll.
Jumps up, finishes the break with a slam.
Oh, man, you got a feel for a guy getting dunked on like that. I mean, that matchup is tough. He's giving up, what, 8 inches?
And Lamb pitched at the beat. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Thunder have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
Well, one of the highlights last season, this team shot the ball extremely well from the stripe. Huge factor.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
Iguodala with the bucket. The record for the Thunder against the West, 39-13. This number is that you never really see for a team playing against what is always, Steve, a very tough Western Conference.
Well, just to give you an idea of how good the Thunder were in the West last year, I mean, you'd have to go all the way back to the 08-09 season to find another club that had more than 39 wins against the West. That was the 09 Lakers, of course, who went on to win it all.
Spates checked in for David Lee.
Won't happen right away, but Jeremy Lamb has all the tools, I think, to be a fantastic defender at the NBA level. Young players oftentimes take a couple of years to figure it out defensively, but he's got everything he needs to be elite at that end.
And Spates gets it to go.
Oh, this is getting ridiculous. They can't possibly keep this run going much longer.
I tell you what, Steve, it's already lasted longer than I thought possible.
Now here's Westbrook. Here's Lamb. It's rebounded by Golden State. Curry's got his third rebound tonight. Kept alive. Iguodala. And the Warriors take on 2 more.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Westbrook passes to Collison. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
And here is Curry. From deep, rejected by Westbrook. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And for the Warriors, this has been the game they wanted to have.
And they're really keying in on getting as many good shots inside the lane as possible. They're doing a nice job of not just settling for outside looks.
Yep, I agree. I mean, they're working it inside and doing it with intention and purpose.
And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Guys, Serge Ibaka was drafted as a raw prospect back in 2008. But over time, his jump shot has really developed. Coach Brooks said he's one of the best pop guys in the league at that position. A 17-footer, I would probably take that shot over anybody on our team. Guys, Ibaka said with all the attention that Westbrook and Durant draw, the team needs someone else to step up. He's trying to be that guy for his teammates.
He certainly is. Thanks, Doris.
Well, we know how talented he is. It's just a question of how good can he become if he continues to put the work in.
Kendrick Perkins, who's checked in for a team to beat. He was all alone on that one. Land's got 5 points so far.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but you know the defense still needs to keep an eye on him.
Curry dishes to Bogut. And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Iguodala kicks to Bogut. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. And it's 8 points for Andrew Bogut. Thunder trailing by 21.
Yeah, the Warriors turnaround, I think, in large part because of the improvement defensively and on the boards last year. There was a 5 or 6 year stretch where Golden State was maybe the worst team in both categories in the entire league, but the schemes have changed, the personnel, the intent, the toughness, and it has all led to a new era for the Golden State Warriors basketball team.
Sefolosha passes to Collison. And the whistle blow is going to be on Andre Iguodala. That'll be his second foul of the game. Kicks it to Westbrook. A finger roll finish at the bucket. 3-point shooting contest with them. Well, I think they'd welcome that.
I agree. I mean, with the Splash Brothers in the backcourt, you can get sprayed in a hurry from all angles. I mean, those guys are terrific. But again, their improved defense and rebounding was a big part of their success as well.
And it's good. Fought through contact. Gets the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
How did he get that to go?
Even after the whistle, I like the awareness, the alertness, and the presence of mind to finish the play. Well, you know, Andrew Bogut essentially missed the first half of last season as he continued rehab from his ankle injury from early 2012. The team did a pretty good job of holding down the fort in his absence. Got off to a hot start, but no question about it. He gives his team a whole different dimension inside when he's healthy.
Here is Perkins. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. By himself and finished off by Bogut.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yes, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Going back to Bogut, the Warriors took a little heat early on with that trade. You know, they sent their high-scoring guard, Monte Ellis, for Bogut from Milwaukee, and they had to wait a long while for the big man because he came injured to Golden State.
Well, that was the main reason people were upset. They traded their leading scorer for a guy who couldn't even play because he was on the sidelines. But once he was healthy, the trade made perfect sense. Golden State had plenty of firepower in the backcourt. They needed the size and defense that Bogut brought them.
Hey, we all know how hard it was for the Thunder going into last season to trade away their six-man star, James Harden, but it was something that had to be done. They really missed his playmaking ability, though, and I think they missed him in the locker room, too.
And for the Thunder, a financial decision to trade away Harden. They've already already tied up Steve money and big contracts to Durant and to Westbrook, Ibaka, and Perkins.
And Kevin, I think a lot of people question why they didn't keep Harden and maybe move Ibaka or Perkins. I think Perkins would have been maybe the best option, but he's really looked at as the best post defender, a guy who brings leadership and toughness. So it was a very difficult decision, but there's no doubt this team missed James Harden.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline of this game. Doris, take it away.
Yes, gentlemen, last season the Golden State Warriors vastly exceeding expectations, and they did it all while playing their rookies extensively. The young guns showed a great maturity and work ethic from the start, leading the Summer League team to an undefeated record. With Festus Ezeli and Draymond Green, both four-year seniors, Harrison Barnes said that as the youngest of the pack, being around those two helps me mature more quickly. And guys, they delivered quickly, helping the Warriors reach the second round of the playoffs.
Doris, this team poised not just to win, but to win big for years to come. The Thunder have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6.
You know, one thing with Scott Brooks, guys, he's very consistent with his message. You listen in on those timeouts, it's all about getting stops. Defense, 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 and letting their offense come from that.
And Clark, you mentioned Brooks' single-mindedness. He stayed pretty constant with his rotations, too.
And there's no doubt players appreciate knowing their role, but a lot of critics have been surprised at how Brooks has stuck to his lineups. Some lineups that didn't seem to be all that effective. His usual starting lineup with Cephalosha and Perkins on the floor hasn't been their best in terms of plus-minus, but Brooks very loyal to his starting group. He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
And you know, this is the other thing about it. He's very sophisticated as a one-on-one defender. No matter who he's matched up with, he consistently takes away their #1 strength.
Nick Collison's checked in for the Thunder.
And with Harden out of OKC, we knew that Russell Westbrook would have a lot of burden on his shoulders to be a playmaker, and he responded. I think he was very active last year in terms of distributing the ball.
There's the bucket, good.
His shooting has been so good today, he may have to take it upon himself to try to get his club out of this hole.
Curry against Westbrook. Curry dishes to Green. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got assist number 7 for him tonight. And for Westbrook playing alongside Durant, some have said he needs to be more of a passer, less of a scorer. Mark at that point guard position.
I think that's some of the most misguided criticism that anybody could levy at him. He is a scorer. He is an aggressive attacking guard. I just think he has to play to his strengths, and that's where he is, and that's who he is, and I think he's fantastic. I don't think there's anybody that's more dangerous in the backcourt than Russell Westbrook.
And Steph Curry with the foul. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. For Oklahoma City, they have had 15 tries at the line. They've made 10.
Maurice Spates swapped teams once again last year. This time joining Cleveland. Now he finds his way to Golden State. Spates very talented, but you wonder if he's ever really going to find his niche with one team for more than a year or two.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
He feeds it to Lamb. Here's the 3. And there's the pass to Cephalosha. He dishes it to Durant. Goes back up, and the layup is up and in. Durant's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. The Warriors on top, running away with it. Welcome back to beautiful San Francisco, the Bay Area, and a view of the Bay Bridge. An exceptional performance from Bogut.
Yeah, it's been sheer dominance in the post by him so far, just tearing them up when he gets inside.
And getting it to him is the only hard part. Once he has it, he's automatic.
Westbrook gets a screen from Perkins. And Westbrook gets it to go. Westbrook's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Thunder.
Well, the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about a finger roll finish? Beautiful.
Barnes kicks to Thompson. Pass to Curry. A three-pointer, no good.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, he had a really good look. I mean, he'll knock that down more often than not. Not his forte. I don't really like that shot, and you can tell the defense is just asking him to take it.
And yes, sir, that one drops. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. He kicks to Westbrook. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. 15 points for Russell Westbrook.
That's really told the story today, guys. I mean, throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and then finish.
Yeah, Clark, they've been more active and more physical down low, and I think that's been the difference. He is feeling a terrific percentage from the field.
Tipped away. Outside Durant. And there's another one for the Thunder.
Wavelength, that's for sure. He may change up some things here as well.
Looks to me like he saw something that wasn't on the plan and picked now is the time to address it. I don't have a problem with that.
Outside Curry. Golden State moving the ball around. Two open that time. Made it look too easy. Green's got 6.
Hey, look at the terrific outside shooting for the Golden State Warriors. That's where the league is going, it would seem. You know, spread the floor, penetrate and kick, and so tough to guard anyone
shooting. The new defensive philosophies teams have put in place in recent years, Clark, they've really put a premium on.
No question about it. I mean, you think about how teams defend. They load up on the strong side of the floor to deter drives and post-ups, try to have guys in the gap and in the lane. And that creates opportunities for the three-point shot, and the Warriors took full advantage of that.
You love talking about this stuff, the X's and O's.
They're always fun.
I know it.
The thing you notice right off the bat from the statistics, just his three-point percentage. I mean, it's a terrific number, and it's a combination of things. Good shot selection, his mechanics are solid, and his movement on the perimeter is outstanding.
And something else I think of with him is that three-point shot from the corner. I mean, that's his shot. So we've certainly seen him drain a bunch of them.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Cephalosha's checked in. Curry outside. And another three for Golden State.
You know, Steve, as I watch Steph Curry go at it on the court, I imagine you might have a love-hate relationship with him. You love to watch him play, but you hate that he has a very good chance of making a run at your record of the best three-point shooting percentage over a career.
David Lee checked in for Harrison Barnes. And here they come. They'll get the pass to Curry. Rejected by Perkins. And the call will be against David Lee. That's his first foul. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Westbrook with it. Picked up by Thompson. And Westbrook, here we go. And Clark, you mentioned the three-point shooting for Curry last season. He set the records for three-pointers made in the season, passing Ray Allen's mark, Steve, of 269 by 3.
Well, just incredible to see how easily he gets into that shot. I think there's a lot of spot-up shooters who can make a high percentage, but for players like Curry, I mean, it's remarkable. Off the dribble, on the move, the quick pull-up from 26, 27 feet. I mean, he's doing things that I don't know we've ever seen before.
A little bit of a magic act here, pulling off the Houdini to make that catch and slam.
Stupendous alley-oop.
This crowd just stunned at the sight of that one.
It's stolen by Bogut. Durant, and a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And the Warriors with possession here. In low to Bogut. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Serge Ibaka has checked in for Oklahoma City.
You know, it wasn't that the Thunder were beating teams last season. Everybody expected that, but it was the way they were blowing out teams on such a regular basis that caught everybody's attention.
And for the Thunder, they were blowing out teams on a regular basis, as you said, Clark, and ended plus 9.2 as the scoring differential in their games. Steve, easily the highest mark in the NBA.
Well, just think about that for a second, Kevin. I mean, that means your average game is almost a double-digit win. And not just wins, we're talking about all games. So that's the result of having an explosive offense, depth, and a tough defense. This was really a complete team, unfortunately derailed by the Westbrook injury.
Here's Lamb. Shot's good. Lamb's got 11 points.
Well, you can sense the urgency with them now. I mean, right here, they're flat in the first half. They've come out here in the second half with a lot more fire and a lot more intensity. You can see they're driven to get things done.
They've had the hotter hand in the first half so far, no question.
Yeah, it's because of all the high percentage shots they've been working for and getting.
Westbrook kicks to Cephalosha. It's stolen by Bogut. Thompson with it. He's picked up by Lamb. Feeds to Green. Passes it to Bogut. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Hashim Thabit. And Kevin Durant is subbed in for Thabo Sefolosha. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's it for him. He's fouled out. Now we'll go to the line for two. And the Warriors making a change here. Green's checked in.
Kevin Durant is one of the most laid-back and easygoing guys you'll meet in the NBA. But don't be fooled. He's as fiery a competitor on the court as anyone else in the league. He's a superstar because he has the talent but also the drive.
And the call will be against David Lee. That's foul number 2 for him.
Terrific defensive play to cut him off and square up.
He took a shot. Excellent toughness to get in there and make a play. I love that kind of work.
Perkins with the bucket. And I think when you talk about the drive of Kevin Durant, Clark, it all comes from his love of the game.
I love watching Kevin Durant play. He is such a special talent, and you can see the inherent joy that he has in playing the game. I mean, it's palpable. It's obvious. He's a big-time gym rat, and he just loves to work on the game and continue to refine his skills. He's a joy to watch.
Finding the open man every trip down the floor.
It certainly seems like he's doing that, Steve. I mean, it's been a great passing day for him.
50 seconds left to play here in the third. Jackson drives in, lays it up and banks it in. Jackson's got his first points in this one.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Here's Curry. The basket drops, and it's foul in the shot. One free throw coming his way.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Andrew Bogut checked in for Golden State.
You know, you look at the characteristics of good teams, and a lot of things jump out at you, but one that's really important is being a good free throw shooting team. That hasn't always been a strength of the Warriors, but over the last few years, they've made big strides at getting better in that area.
And for the Warriors, Clark, convert they did as they shot just under 79% from the free throw line last year. That was good for fourth in the NBA. Steve, not bad considering their centers are not known for their good free throw shooting to begin with.
No, but their guards are just ridiculously effective shooting the ball. In fact, anytime there was a technical foul last year, it was like there was a fight to get to the line. They had so many people to choose from, but that's a big part of the success of this club, just the incredible shooting from the perimeter and from the foul line. Some great free throw shooting so far in this second half.
I think they should keep trying to initiate contact and get back to the line until they start missing from there, but as it is, they're perfect so far, so keep it up.
Curry dishes to Bogut. Green with a screen on Perkins. Perkins with the block. Here's Westbrook. Can't get it to go. One here so far for the Warriors.
Man, they keep piling up the assists, guys. Great ball movement.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
That's good.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
Puts up a three, and the shot is good. Westbrook's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
How about that for a response?
They will say they can give the three as well as they can take the three.
And it's Perkins with the jam.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back to transition.
And Draymond Green picks up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Hashim Thabit, he's checked in for Kendrick Perkins. It's stolen by Bogut. For the finish, and the jam by David Lee.
The kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
They're turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
Westbrook, that is good. Westbrook's got 5 points now in the quarter.
That's kind of his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the defense and finish at the rim.
Westbrook with the steal. And here's the fast break. Sakalosha leading the way. And that one's good.
You know he's from Switzerland. Last season enjoyed the best shooting of his career. He set career best in field goal percentage and three-point percentage. 48% and 43% respectively.
Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Hashim Thabit. And Westbrook, here we go. In the pocket, slams it in.
Things finally starting to come together for them. The deficit still pretty big, but at least they're taking steps in the right direction.
Yeah, they're doing all they can do. Playing tough D, getting stopped, and then taking good care of the basketball at the other end.
He's become more aggressive offensively, too. He really is a three-point shooter, kind of a spot-up guy. But, you know, at times last year, we'd see him go down on the block and pick up smaller guards.
And the shot is good. 20 points for Andrew Bogut. Here's Oklahoma City. They're on a 13-4 run right now. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
His 4th foul, and I'm sure he picked it up a little earlier than he would have liked.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. Durant for 3. It's hauled in by Bogut.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
No, that's for sure, because this guy's too good of a shooter to miss that look consistently.
Westbrook with it. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andre Iguodala. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Curry against Westbrook. Lets it go with the 3. Gets it to go. Westbrook's got 10 points in the quarter.
The points just keep coming for him this quarter. And just at the right time, too. They try to narrow the deficit.
Iguodala kicks to Curry. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Thunder trailing by 16. Durant the pass to Perkins. That's good. A nice assist from Durant. Durant's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
Now the story is points in the paint, Clark. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
Westbrook dishes to Jackson. Oklahoma City moving it around. Here's Durant. Tries again. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, he's got that big solid frame. What better way to use that with some bone-jarring picks?
Yeah, it's one of those things, Steve, that doesn't show up on the box score, but coaches pay attention to it, and trust me, the opposition notices it.
Curry kicks to Iguodala. Back to Curry. Thompson outside. Great D that time from Westbrook.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic. Well, their worst fear came true. This is still anyone's ball game. The foul trouble will make it a lot tougher.
Jermaine O'Neal checked in for Steph Curry. He's off on the 1st. He hits the 2nd from the line. And here are the Warriors now. 13-point lead. Thompson passes to Green. Back to Thompson. This one for 3. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. his 5th rebound right now in the game. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andre Iguodala. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and Iguodala will be heading to the free throw.
Often when we think of fresh athleticism in the NBA, it's those with strength and explosiveness like LeBron or Dwight Howard. But Kevin Durant physically is unique in his own right. Sure, he's got a slight build, but his mobility for his height, unparalleled.
And the Warriors making a change here. Bazemore is checking in. 1:43 left in the 4th quarter. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Hi, guys. I had a chance to find out what Scott Brooks was discussing with his players. He told his players, turnovers are killing us right now. We can't keep trying to make the home run play. Settle down, run the offense, and make the simple pass. Kevin, sounds easy enough.
You think about the length of Kevin Durant, reach of a center with the fluidity, speed of a ball.
Such a rare combination, Kevin, and it gives them a huge advantage at both ends of the floor. Defensively, you think about the blocks and the steals and rebounds. And then offensively, the ability to play above his opponents.
And the Warriors making a change here. Bazemore is checked in. Gets it to go.
But that just adds to what's probably an already insurmountable lead. I think they'll be walking out of here with a pretty easy victory.
Steve, I think that's a gift.
They swipe it.
What a throwdown there. Man.
This game's over, guys. I think we can say that with certainty.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We have officially reached garbage time.
Thunder trailing by 18. West with it. Now guarded by Douglas. Up from Ibaka. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
I thought he'd make that one. And that's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Machine the beat. He's checked in for Perkins. And Nick Collison subbed in for Serge Ibaka. That shot wide open. So it's the Warriors now. 52 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. Douglas to Bazemore. That's good with a Douglas assist. And the Warriors lead by 19.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
The beat kicks to Jackson. And the first one counts. The Warriors making a switch here. Green's checked in. Jackson hits both of them. 36 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Here's Bazemore from deep. Green. Rebounded by Jackson. Douglas dishes to Azili. And the beat with the block. 3 on 3. Jackson passes to Collison. Here's Lamb. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. That's tipped. It's stolen by Lamb.
Looks like they're going to finish strong, but just aren't enough ticks left on the clock.
Bosnia, it's a good run they're having now, but they just waited too long to have it.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night. These guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dream-like games for a coach.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Andrew Bogut.